feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Yeah. Okay, we're back. We've got the Bergen off the ground. We've got a few supplies in that bag there on the tree off the ground. And some of you guys will remember this. Yes, that's right. This is the remnants of that video I made a few years ago. It turned out to be my most viewed video. It's had over 1 million views, which is insane. Absolutely insane. So what we're going to do now, as you can see, the wood's starting to rot and fall away at the seams. So we're going to clear this site because it's a beautiful location. Okay, I really do like this spot. It's nice and flat. We've got some straight trees, so it's very easy for shelter building, etc. So without further ado, let's get some gloves on and get all this cleared out of the way. So we're going to make sure our hands are protected. The last thing you want to do is to get stuck in and get splinters and infections and things like that. Okay, just be wise, protect your hands. Now some of you old timers to my channel will remember these. These are the first pair of gloves that I ever used when I started my channel way back in 2012 now, so it's a long time for me. And these Timberland gloves, I've used them loads, especially around the garden and things. They're excellent, they wear them very well. I think it's important to show little things like this over the years. Okay, it's so easy with all this technology and kit and equipment coming out all the time, but you only tend to see it once, and that's it. It's good to see it over years and over use. Let's see inside. Here we go. Some information on there. With that, I'm not sure what you can gain from it, but it's information nonetheless. Size 9, large, perfect for my hands. So you don't want to get gloves that are too tight or too big. Get them just right, okay? So yeah, we're going to be using these gloves to protect ourselves. We're clearing all of this wood out of the way. And what I can say about these gloves, they're very affordable, they're very hard wearing, and they're lasting very, very well indeed. So I can thoroughly recommend these. Yeah, they're not tactical, they're not bushcraft, but they're by Timberland and they're pro, so that's good enough for me. Right, for these 24 hours I'm going to be using this knife. This was very kindly given to me as a gift a few years back now by Rob in Poland. If you're still watching, hi Rob. I have been using this knife on and off, not very often, but I have been using it. And I remember taking it to the prepper meet a few years ago and to get a few opinions from knife makers about this knife. So let's have a look. Here she is. And I did have some concerns about the handle, because it's very, 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 very thin, as you can see, and it's very deep. So, you know, a lot of the knife makers were saying, oh, it's not very good, you need a bigger bulk in your hand. But there was one knife maker, and that was Scott of Wessex Blades. He actually really liked it, and the reasons why, he said, if it's long and it's narrow, you put it in your hand and you grip it really, really tightly. There's no room for lateral movement because it's so deep, and it goes where your fingers go, and it locks amazingly. There's no way, basically you've got no lateral movement, where if it is rounded you might get some under extreme force being used. So with this you've got loads of control. It's not the most comfortable because it is thin, but with gloves it really is sturdy as hell. It's made entirely of D2 fixed blade. It's proper sharp as you expect, and this particular one was made back in 2010. Michael Slysz, or Slysz, MS is his initial there, a knife maker in Poland, I believe. My Carter, my favourite scale material, and it's been sandblasted, so it's super grippy. That is my ultimate favourite of all scales. Doesn't matter what knife it is, if it's got scales that is micarta and been sandblasted, oh my goodness, you won't find anything, in my opinion, more grippy than this. Yes, you can get that rubbery stuff that Cold Steel use on their Tanto knives, etc. But after beating around, that rubbery stuff just falls apart and peels off and splits and cuts. But this, yes, it's built for years. And I seriously love this knife. Look at the drop on that. She's a beautiful girl. The jimping as well. Very cool. So, first off, out the back, we're going to be using this just to take the paracord off to get this shouter down out of the way. And then over the video, it's going to be used on all sorts of different tasks. So I just thought I'd show you that before I get cracking on, because I just know I do get a lot of comments about kit and equipment in the video. So what I'm going to try and do, and try and give you information as I go, because otherwise it's just going to end up with, oh, what knife is that? Or where did you get that jacket? And all this sort of thing. Awesome. Now the beauty of this wood is it's dry because it's been off the ground. So yeah, we could use this as firewood. It'd be a shame to waste it because it's not damp, it's not too bad, but it's no good for structural purposes, so it's good for firewood, in my opinion. So we're going to put it up here, out the way, off the floor, and we can maybe use that later on for a fire. Don't forget anything like paracord and bits and pieces like that lying around. Keep it on your person. Try not to get it lost. Okay. One, it could endanger wildlife. Two, it can give your position away, etc. And three, for emergencies, it might come in really handy. So try and collect in your pockets as you go. There you go. I think it's about 7 years it's been there. Maybe less. But no, you can still use it. All the strands inside. Haven't rotted away. Amazing stuff, paracord. Good quality that. Okay, so we got all of the wood off the deck. It's all stacked up there. I'll show you that in a minute. But for now, we're just found a branch which you can use this just to rake the area. Nothing serious. Just go over it all to see if it's going to uncover anything like I don't know, maybe old tent pegs, bits of rubbish, bits of glass, anything like that. It's just a real quick way of exposing what's underneath all this leaf litter, because at the end of the day you're going to be putting a blow up mat onto this, so you don't want any punctures. So we're going to go over it all, and we're going to see what sort of quality we've got regarding flat ground to stick our shouter on top of. Right, there we have it. Ended up doing it with my boot in the end. I still think it's the right idea to use the stick first to get rid of all of the logs and the major branches out of the way. Once that's gone, then it makes it so much easier to sweep it all with your feet. Now, in fact, it actually looks like a very quick shell scrape from back in the day. Low level, that's going to stop some of the breeze, especially if you're doing small tactical fires. Anything like that that's burned up around the edges will help you out quite a bit. But we're not really going total tactical today. Incidentally, there's the wood stack. I've leant up against a tree. It's a holly tree, so it's permanent cover. There's a stump on the floor which they're sat on. My guesses are it's not going to be as damp as the mud and the leaf litter, so the bottoms, they will still rot in time, but maybe not as fast as if they were making contact with the floor. So hopefully, I can't use that all at once, it's just too much, but in time it could be quite useful. Some of it's rotten, some of it isn't, so it's trial and error. So basically what we've done is we've swept the floor. It's nice and clean. There's no sharp objects which are going to harm us, and all the bugs right now are all getting in suitcases and buggering off. But there was one thing which I'm considering I might have a go at. I'm thinking of using this tree and that tree there to put my basher on from about there, about 4 foot off the ground. Ridgeline it coming back, just a lean-to shelter, nice and simple. But then I noticed this. It's actually going to be inside the framework of the shelter. So the front line is going to be where that tree is along there. So that is actually inside. So I thought, oh, I could make use of that. And if you can't really see it that well, it's just like a rotten tree stump. What I might do is make some use out of it, get my saw and cut it off level. So I'm going to have like a little flat surface for all sorts of things. Being out in the field, flat surfaces, they always come in handy for something. Whether you want to put a torch in it, a light on it, put your cup on it, all sorts of things. So we could make that a bit useful. And without further ado, let's get cracking and advance this shelter somewhat. Not too bad actually. Yeah, it went through there very easily because, as you can tell, it's rotten to hell, but even temporary that's going to be quite useful. Yeah, just make the most of what you've got really. It's the same old thing. Just use your brain, think about what you've got. Right, so now I'm happy with the environment that I'm going to be spending my time in. It's well out the way, off the tracks, paths, etc. So it's a great place to come and unwind. But before we do that, I've just got the little knife out, taken a few of these holly twigs and branches out of the way. Not a lot, just probably taking about a foot off about 10-15 branches. Because I'm going to be setting up this little hammock here between these two trees. Now, this is a gamble, but what I will do is I will show you exactly what happens for the first time without editing it all out. You know me by now, I won't be doing stuff like that. But this is a hammock made for my son, who is currently 21 months old now. I know, can you believe? Time's just gone by. It's one of the reasons why I haven't been on YouTube much, but that's another story. This was made by a really awesome friend of mine and my partner, and the community as a whole, Mac Tightwad. Ed, thanks for this, mate. And he's probably screaming at me now, "Oh, don't sit on it, do not sit on it." I'm gonna, because I'm thinking, if it's gonna be for my son, and he's boisterous as hell, as most kids are around his age, the toddler games have started. We all know what that's like, us fathers anyway. But yeah, without getting sidetracked, Swedish camouflage, very small, very lightweight. Comes with carabiners, camo paracord. It's all very, very cool. And we actually set this up just to see how he'd get on with it. He was far too young for it at the time, but nonetheless, we still set it up at the prepper meet last year and chucked him in it. He loved it. It was great. So I'm going to use it as a hammock chair because, as you can imagine, for a small child, it's not going to be very big to sleep in. But Ed's done a great job. He really has. I've just gone over the stitching and showed my partner because she knows about sewing and all that sort of thing, and she's very, very good. So it shouldn't really fall apart, but here's hoping. Yeah, we got nice webbing straps on there, carabiners, paracord, 550 I hope. Well, I'm well under £550 anyway, so that's all good. And the old Swedish cam. Love Sweden. I'd love to live here one day. But look at the pattern on there and the colours. I don't know what they call it. Is it alpine flage or something like this? Incidentally, what I'm wearing here is called vegetato. It's a very, very strange jacket, this. It was sold as Italian. It's labelled as American. So I'm not really sure. Anyway, it's another story. I don't want to waffle on. But yeah, we're going to put this up and see how we get on. Right. Fingers crossed. I'll tell you what. Get the knife out. Don't want that going in anywhere nasty. Right, let's see how the quality is. Ed. Oh, gee. I'm about 13 stone, by the way, just under. Ooh. It worked so far. Oh man, it's so nice to get your feet off the deck, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little break, I think. Oh. Well, it's great being back in the woods, guys. Nice one, Eddie. Awesome. Cheers. Always good to have a rest. Especially this knackered out old dad here. I'll say that on all my outdoor videos, always make sure that you stay hydrated. So easily missed, and then it's too late. Tom, something to eat. What we got here? An old Rat Pack cereal bar, caramel, and a fruit explosion, mixed fruit puree. It's all about a year out, so let's see what they're like, shall we? Wow, the weather's doing some strange things today. The sun's out, bit of breeze, clouds over, spots of rain. Just another average day in the UK, basically. Smells alright. No, nothing wrong with that. Digging this vibe, you know. The sun, the greenery, the animals. Oh man, have I missed it. Time for a brew. Definitely need some coffee. Just tend to rely on this stuff. All too much in this day and age. Man, you know when you get crappy sleep and over time it just grates you down. Well, I'll tell you what, if you find a good coffee that works, that's going to help you more than you could possibly imagine. So, we got the coffee on the go now. We're going to gently turn this on. Nothing to be ashamed of. Used to use these back in the military, and to be honest, they did work. It never let us down. I don't recall one single time where one of these bottles failed. So we're going to turn it up. I love these little titanium cookers that sit on the top by a company called Go Systems. Titanium. They don't weigh anything, obviously. I've got two of them now. And after doing some research, they kick out more energy than those MSR pocket rockets, and they're cheaper. So we're going to roar it up now and get that going. Just going to conserve the fuel, putting on there you go, a heavy cover lid. People ask me where I got that from a long time ago now. I think it was the Ray Mears Bushcraft website. So yeah, if you're interested in the heavy cover metal lid for the BCB mug, they come highly recommended. I've just never seen the point in the plastic ones. To me, it just seems just a bad idea. No matter how careful you are, it's going to break, it's going to crack, it's going to melt. it's just pointless. So go metal. It weighs more, but so what? If you can't carry it, you shouldn't be out here. End of. So yeah, we're going to have ourselves a nice cup of coffee now. Taylor's by Java Lava. Oh dude, looking forward to this like you wouldn't believe. Well, I'm not joking, I'm telling the truth. That's boiling in under 1 minute. So we can turn it off. Oh, go careful. Yeah, oh my god, that was so quick. That's well caught me out because I haven't even time to put my bag in there. That's insane. Another point of fun as well, if you're not used to doing this sort of thing with these sorts of devices, this mug is a lot bigger than your average mug at home. So what they've kindly done inside there, they've put some marks. Let me see if I can turn it around and show you. The indentations on the front there. So you're looking for the one at the bottom. That's about an average cup or mug at home. So that's all I do. Fill it half, or just under, put the lid on, boil it straight up. It doesn't take long at all. I'm just going to sit it up there out of the way and let that steep, and we should have a nice hot cup of coffee within a few minutes. Right, the coffee is actually brewing. It's going to take quite a while for that to happen. So what I thought I might do is have something to eat. I haven't really eaten anything substantial today, and it's now 15:30 hours. So time is getting on, and we're going to need some fuel. I'm starting to get a bit of a headache as well, so more water is needed. Just thought I'd show you these quickly. Got these from a company in the UK called Home Bargains. This I think works out about 70 pence, something like that. Might have even been cheaper, I can't quite remember because they do quite a few range now. Now one thing I like about these is if you look at the ingredients, yeah, there you go, you can see exactly what's in there. And can you see where it says E numbers and all them different chemicals and God knows what else that you don't understand? No, you can't, because that is clean food. Absolutely awesome. I've been using these pouches of food for a couple of years now, and I've got no issues with them at all. This is what it looks like inside. So you're going to be seeing it in a minute. Absolutely awesome it is. And as regards to calories and things, for those bodybuilders and blah 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 etc. who's interested in calorific intake, that's what you get in there. Absolutely awesome. Look at the saturated fat, 0.2 of a gram. Awesome, absolutely awesome. So really impressed with these. So we're going to be having that all mixed up with a dead dog's eye, because us old infantry lot, that's what you do, chuck it all in, saves time, etc. Bombay potatoes, absolutely awesome. These, believe it or not, don't quote me, but I think these were 49 pence. So 49p. Again, look at the ingredients. Clean as a whistle. No nasties in there whatsoever. Now, some of you guys who are not used to eating clean like this, especially if you're new and you'll fancy, you know, trying to pay attention to your health a bit more, you might find that the flavours are different than what you're used to. No added salt, no added sugar, artificial sugars. You might not like the colour, they don't put different colours in there, so it's all natural. Okay, so if you're not used to eating natural clean stuff, it will take some getting used to, but if you persevere, it will pay you dividends like you would not believe. And there we go with the calorific intake information there. Again, very good. Absolutely love this stuff. So all I plan on doing is mixing these two together in the billy, bit of water to thin it out a bit, because on a heat, even a low heat, it's going to stick and be a nightmare. So we're going to create like a stew stroke soup with this, and that's going to keep me going right up until late tonight, which I'll endeavour to have something similar before I go to bed, and that will keep me nice and warm. Temperature's set to about 15 degrees C tonight, But saying that, we're out in a rural area, we're in the bottom of a valley to an extent, and it gets damp and it gets cold. 0 cloud cover tonight, so there's going to be stars and it's going to be chilly. So nice warm food in your belly just before you get into the sleeping bag will keep you warm for at least a couple of hours, and by then hopefully you'd have dropped off to sleep and you'd be nice and cozy in a bug in a rug. So let's get some food on. Right, actually, now I think about it, it might be an idea to have the coffee first before cooking all that, because by the time that's ready, this will probably be cold. Ah, see? Been a bit rusty, been a while, but I'll still remembered. So, coffee first while it's nice and hot, then some scoff. Ah, jeez. Cool tune, eh? Digging that. Ooh. So, I'll tell you what, now, while I'm here having a little bit of a chill, hanging with you guys, I appreciate it so much that you've watched up to now. You know, it all depends, you know, how the vibe goes with the video. Some people just go, oh, I don't know what, for whatever reason, just turn off, you know. It's fine, it's no problem. The beauty of YouTube is it often leaves markers. So if you want to revisit and watch where you left off, it should remember it for you. I know it does on our TV, that's pretty cool. You cast it from your phone to your telly, and something happens, you've got to turn it off, pause it, turn the telly off, come back a couple of days later, and he remembers that part of the video, so that's cool. But no, I'd like to appreciate, say my appreciation to my new subscribers. Some guys new to the channel, my life's changed big time in a couple of years, not going to go into details, but the long story short is I'm now a father, and that's my primary concern and function really, is to be a good dad for my son. So it's taken all of my time, and rightly so, in my opinion. You hear that that saying, family first. Well, in my case, it's absolutely 100% genuine. I'm putting my family first. I just don't want to miss out on my son's growing, as it were. You know, I'm teaching him all sorts. 21 months old now. Love him to bits. I've only been out here a few hours and I'm missing him already. Part of me thought, you know what, I shouldn't have done this, I should have stayed at home. We could have gone out together for the day. It's tough, it really is tough. But yeah, we made it out here, decision made, it's done, and actually I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. It's such a beautiful place to work, because like it or loathe it, this is actually work. Yeah, you can come here to relax, have a great time, but you know, constantly setting up shots, filming stuff, filming it again, redoing things, moving things around, and it takes your relaxation period away from it a little, because you're spending time concentrating on filmmaking. But it's times like this when you can have a little rest and sit down and just chill. So yeah, I thought I'd just take a couple of minutes out just to say thanks to everyone who watches my videos, and you know, I'm not going to apologise because I haven't been making many videos, because I don't think I should do. It's just how things are, and a lot of you fathers and parents out there will understand the reasons why I'm putting all my time and efforts into my family first before YouTube world. But lots of people assure me it does get easier. But I've been hearing that for 21 months now, and it's just one of them things. I just say to myself, every day is a new day, every day is a fresh start. What happened yesterday is gone, there's no point dwelling on it. Don't worry too much about tomorrow, because there's nothing you can do about it. So worrying's not going to help or achieve anything. So just try and live for the now, day by day, and gradually things will get better. You know, the space, you know, from how it is in my life at the moment, the space around the house with kid involved items, toys, pushchairs, playpens, cots, all that sort of thing. It's crazy. It's like living in a nursery, but you know, everyone's been there who's been in my shoes. But eventually you won't need this pushchair if you're walking everywhere. Then all of a sudden I've got 3 prams pushchairs. That's going to go. More space. Awesome. He'll have a single bed in his own room, which is being sorted out right now. So no more cot, that's gone. The 2 playpens, boom, they've gone. More space, awesome. Lots of the toys that, you know, as you get older, you know, he's not going to need some of his earlier toys. This is no point because I'm trying to advance his intelligence rather than just keep him with toys that he's had since birth. It's ridiculous. When batteries run out, here's a good thing. When batteries run out on toys, I involve him in everything. And it was wise words from a good friend of mine, Mike. I'm a Cockroach, some of you might know. He said to me a long time ago when I was at his house before we went off out somewhere, and he said, "Oh, Funky, just involve your kids in everything, mate." You know, this is long before I become a dad. Weird, eh? Sorry, I don't want to let this go cold, so you understand. But it stuck with me, you know. In fact, a lot of things that Roach has said to me over the years has stuck, and the more that you think about it, the more that you use those tips or lessons, the more it seems to make sense. Involve them in everything. Yeah, it's a good idea, good advice. So I've taken it to extreme. I involve him in absolutely everything, almost. Yeah, changing batteries in toys. I'll show him the whole process. I'll take him to the toolbox, I open it up, and I unscrew it all. I show him what batteries are. And he can't talk yet, he can't say many words, but he understands what I'm saying. You say words and he goes to places where you tell him, you know, he's good. He's getting there, and he will get there. Patience, oh, that's a tough one, that's hard, because it was said to me by my friend who's no longer with us, Lee, LB Customs. Man, I wish he was here, mate. In fact, we was due, me, Sandy, Sparky Steve, Moleskin Joe, was due to come here to my part of the world in these woods and to do like a little remembrance video. But the way things are, so much going on, everyone's busy these days, so I totally understand. But this video was a last minute decision, no planning, just pack a bag for an hour and a half and then gone. We're out here and we're making it up as we go along. So I've got no idea what's going to happen. So in some instances it makes it a bit more interesting. Anyway, I'm waffling. Involve the kids in everything. So I'm teaching him everything I can and he's learning very, very fast. Some people will say, "Oh, don't do that, you're making a rod for your own back." To those people, I say, tough. I say, you're not getting it. I know it's horrible to say that, but it's how I feel. It's really hard for us because we're putting the effort in. We're making it hard because the best way for him to learn and evolve in his own way, in his own time, it's really hard. You know, we're not forcing him to walk at this age. We're not forcing him to crawl at that age. We're not forcing him to be potty trained in. He's doing it when he's ready. And patience is hard. So Lee taught me that one. I asked him on Instagram, God, Jesus Christ, it was only a few weeks before he died, and yeah, it's hard remembering Lee actually. It gets me still. It'll be raw for a while yet, I think. That's how it is. But I said to him, I said, "Mate, as a parent," I said, "what advice can you give me?" And he just said one thing: patience. Man, that's like, you know, going into a prison cell and someone's slamming that door and it goes bang and it echoes in your head. Patience. Freaking goddamn right. If you ain't got no patience, if you're a parent, you're dead in the water already. So I look at my mate Dale, Dirty Room Knives, Red Path Open Tool, and all the other thousands of names he bloody called your company, Dale. Dirty Room, you'll always be Dirty Room Knives to me. I don't care what you call yourself in the future. You're dirty all the time. He just comes across as, mate, nothing's gonna unnerve Dale. You know, he's got 4 kids, I think. Man, Jesus Christ, that's a hard job. I've got 1. Damn. And yeah, he just takes everything in stride. You know, he has really bad times going on. He don't rant and rave and tell the world about it. He just carries it with him, takes it on the chin, soldiers on. Man, utmost respect to people like that. So yeah, patience. Learning patience. Learn how to ride the waves. Learn not to panic, not to get over the top. And my partner said this. Sorry, this is turning into be a bit of a psychological chingwag, isn't it? But there you go. That's what happens when I come to these places. It really calms me down and I can think clearly without all the distractions of 21st century urban bullshit. You know, you can use that if you want. Just funky pepper under there. Question mark. Quote. Shit. Damn, boy. I forgot what I was going to say now. Gee whiz. But yeah, you know, the theme is yeah, that's right. My partner said to me, you know, from what she was reading and researching, not long after my son was born, she said, yeah, it's a new way of thinking about being a parent. I said, go on in, shoot. And she said to me, they're here to teach us. Ooh, how left field is that? How side reel is that? And I'll tell you what, you actually think about that if you're a parent, especially if you're a new parent or first time like me. Think about it. They're there to teach us. And if you take that on board deeply and wholeheartedly, then yeah, it's a different way of parenting. And yeah, we believe we're doing what's right, and it's all new ways of learning. Basically, everything that people have passed on, tried and tested over the years, you know, bringing up kids, it's all geared up to support the system. And we don't like the system. We think the system's shit. Me and my partner, and lots of friends of mine actually. More and more people are starting to realise this now. Lots of people are waking up. I'm not going to go into details. Some very few people who truly know me well know that I don't want to use that term woke, but yeah, I really do know what's going on. And, I ain't no mug, I ain't stupid, I ain't no sheeple, as Mind Wiseman says. So yeah, we're doing it a different way, a new way, because, you know, think about it, kids are the future, and if you carry on bringing up your kids how people have done it over all the years, nothing's going to change. You know, they're getting dumbed down at school. You know, at school, you know, can you learn first aid? Maybe, probably not. Can you learn about managing money? Can you learn about avoiding debt? Can you learn about living sensibly? Can you learn about staying away from gangs and drugs and alcohol and all these social problems? Do they teach you that at school? No, not a chance. Can they teach you how to wire up a 3-pin plug? Probably not. Can they teach you how to light a fire, boil water, stay warm if your power goes in the house? No. So, you know, you're 16, 18, whatever it is nowadays, you leave school. Yeah, you might know loads about bloody the Industrial Revolution and how to work out like 30 angles. Is that really going to help in this day and age? Probably not. Handwriting as well. Where I work, we get these guys, they stay with us for a year, and this particular guy at the moment, he's 21 years old, ain't going to name him, lovely bloke. His handwriting is absolutely shit. His handwriting is where mine probably was when I was about 5 years old. He's 21 years old and he's in university. His handwriting shit. And I said, not being funny, don't take this the wrong way, but I said, why is your handwriting so poor? And he just looked at me and he said, well, we'd never really spent any time writing, so we used keyboards and touchscreens at school. Fucking hell. Scary, isn't it? It is. Children are the future, and if you want the future to change, because it's getting worse, and we all know it's getting worse, you need to start with children. That's where you solve the problems, because up until the age of 18, 20 years old, your children are being brain shagged by the government like you would not believe. You would not believe how bad it is now. And after the age of 20, you're no good to the system no more, and you're just going to wander through life doing all sorts of cock-ups or whatnot. So yeah, we're bringing our kid up the way we think's the right way. Sorry it's getting a bit profound, but as I said, you know, being in this environment helps me loosen off all the crick-cracks, you know. Right, it's starting to get cold now. Let's get some food on. Right, let's get loaded. Just blow all the crap out of there. Give it a good mix up, because it gets a bit firm, like a block. Okay? It's how it's been packed and stored over time. So we smash it up, grab the end like this, give it a shake backwards and forwards. What that does is that pushes the food down and down and down to about there. So we've got all this flat space, because we're going to tear this off, so we don't need this. Okay, so take that off. God, if you can smell that, it looks like fishing maggots, doesn't it? But I assure you it ain't. Right, let's put that down there for now. Don't be careless with your rubbish as well. Always make sure that you've got it with you. Either keep it in a bag, keep it on your person, keep it close by. Don't just leave it, because it will blow away and it will cause problems for someone or something over time. So look after your shit. Oh my God. That smells like it's straight out of an Indian restaurant. Alright. There you go. That's what the biryani rice looks like. All sorts of goodies in there, as you saw by the ingredients list earlier. Now look at that. Absolutely awesome. I think I'm onto a winner here with these companies who make these. As I say, they're very cheap. There's no rubbish in there. You know, the days of eating rubbish for me are long, long gone. Now I'm a father. Health is priority. I need to be fit and strong for him. I don't want to be overweight and coming into health problems later in life. I need to stay on top of the game. So we're eating clean. Have been for some time. There we go. Doesn't it look nice? So we're just going to give that a little mix around, and then based on how the consistency looks after this little mix around, it's just going to determine how much water we're going to put in there. Because as I say, this is going to stick like shit to a blanket if we whack this on a high heat or even a low heat right now. So make a little well in the middle, get our water, put a little slosh in there, looks about right. And a lot of it will evaporate anyway, because I've got no lid for this mess tin. So that's what's going to happen there. So yeah, we're just going to thin this out, I think they call it in the cooking industry, the chef industry. Just going to loosen it up a little bit. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, let's get her on the heat. Let's turn it right down, because we don't want it blazing unless you want to ruin your food. So we've got the wind guard set up properly. I know these woods at the back of my hands, and I know where the predominant winds are. So first things first, stop the wind. I'm just going to stop that flame dancing all over the place. Look at that, it's already starting to bubble a bit in the middle. I'll tell you one thing, for those who know about this sort of stuff, these Dutch Army stainless steel mess tins with the little rim on the top, I don't know what's happened, but over the last 4 years I've noticed that the smaller mess tins that go in here are awesome quality. They're thick, they're strong, and they're shiny, good quality stainless steel. I don't know what's happened, but these larger ones, they're nowhere near as good. I don't know what's happened. So if anyone who genuinely knows why and when this all happened, let me know in the comments, that'd be great. I'm a bit gutted really, because I used to have the outside big larger mess tin, the same quality as the smaller one, and it was actually from the Dutch military, sent over. A mate of mine got loads of Dutch kit, and I was told help yourself, and I found these pair of mess tins, both shiny, they're both thick, well made, and awesome. And I know who's got them. I'm not going to say his name. He's probably watching this, he probably knows or has got an idea as what's happened, but we're going to leave that there. So yeah, this ain't going to take too long to heat this up. The food's already been cooked in the pouches and it just needs to reheat, so nice and easy. Awesome food for the field. You see what I mean about putting the water in? How much more beneficial it is. Can you see the bottom there? It's not sticking. No, I'll bet you any money if you was to do this without adding water in, one, you'd be stirring it continually for about a good 5 to 7 minutes maybe, and you'll be having a nightmare because constantly playing catch up with the food that's going to get stuck onto the metal, moving it all around. You're going to lose and it's going to get stuck and burnt somewhere. So just to add a bit of water. It's a good rule of thumb when you're cooking, even indoors as well, in your home, in the kitchen. If you're doing a stir fry and you put some oil in, it's nice and hot, you start whacking your ingredients in a bit at a time. If it's looking like it's really dry and it's starting to burn, just put a tiny bit of water in there, stir it up, and it will prevent it sticking and it'll just evaporate off. And if you do it the other way, if you put oil in, it's just going to end up with a big greasy oil slicky dinner, and that's not good for your arteries or your heart, having all that oil. So a bit of water, awesome, and that looks good enough to me. Small flame, didn't take long at all. There we go. Let's turn it off. Awesome. Okay, little update. Apologies if I'm speaking a little bit quiet. I hope you can still hear me. We just got a few people knocking around down there, and to be honest, I'm not sure if it's still there or not, so I'm keeping it quiet. Right, just a little update, as I said. Hammock chair is proving great. I've been using my legs either side of it now, and it's a little bit more comfortable. So what I was finding, setting in it this way with the legs down, it's sort of cutting in a bit just behind where my knees are and the back of my thighs. A little bit sore after a while, but sideways on, it's pretty cool. The Bergen, I've moved it a bit closer in. Obviously the scoff bag, goodie bag is up there. Waiting for the MTP basher. I think this time of year I was just interested to see what the colour tones were like. It's a new one. I prefer DPM myself, but I was just curious to see how it looked like from a distance, etc. So yeah, what I've gone for is let's drop down a bit. Over the corners there, we're probably about 18 inches to 2 feet off the deck. Likewise over there. That's working out great, by the way. I'm glad I've done that. And up to here, we're looking at between 4 or 5 feet, something like that. So there's plenty of room to sit up inside. The predominant wind is coming from this direction, so I might try and block off some of that. It just might make it a bit easier in there for tonight. So theoretically, the wind or a breeze is going to come up the valley floor, up this hill, and scoot over the top. What I do like about this area, camped here a few times before, is there's a few deer trails out there. So if I'm lucky enough in the morning, obviously you hear them coming because they got no idea you're here. That's the beauty of doing this sort of stealth camping. It's great, it's good fun, hone your skills, and also you get a bit of a bonus. You get to see some animals and wildlife, which is always a nice thing to see in their natural environment. So yeah, big thumbs up for that ideology. The scoff went down very well, went down to the river and washed it all up. And do it sooner rather than later, guys, if you can. It just makes it easier. Obviously the longer the food stuff stays on your pans, the more energy you'll need to scrub it all off. So as soon as possible, wash it all and just place it on the tree. Yeah, it depends on the weather, the temperature, the breeze, etc. But you're looking at anything between 10 minutes and an hour for that to be nice and dry. And just stow that away when it's dry. And that's where we are at the moment. So what I might do is might get the sleep system out and get that underneath ready. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, that's what's been going on so far. Sleep system time. So we've got the Bergen hanging up off the ground, and inside it's hard to film, but we're going to try. What we've got here is the foam mat We're going to show you this in a minute. It's Dutch military. What we've done is we've opened the roll up, made a hole, and stuffed the sleeping bag inside it. This way it protects the sleeping bag from being ripped or anything, and it just keeps everything nice and smooth and clean, so you don't get any wear and tear on the outside of the material, i.e. if you had like sharp objects or blunt objects inside there, equally pickledy, just lean against the fabric. When that fabric gets buffed against a tree or stuff like that, it could produce little rips, little tears, little fraying, little weaknesses in the material. So we do our best to make sure that we really look after our kit. As I say, it's a big foam mat. Inside it's protected, it's kept all nice and smooth, so there's nothing sharp sticking out through the fabric of the Bergen. So without further ado, let's get this wonderful sleep system outside. Right, just quickly, just taken the sleeping bag out. This is what it looks like inside. You see what I mean? You've got a nice big cavity there to just stuff your sleeping bag in there. You take it out, obviously you don't want to get it covered in muck. So very quickly, just hang it over your basher, keeps it off the floor, keeps it nice and clean, etc, etc. You don't want to get these wet or ripped, so just make sure you look after it. And that is a great idea. It's not my idea. That was told me by Sergeant Fruitcake Wayne on one of his videos about how he packs a military Bergen. Great idea. I'll be totally honest, I've never seen it done that way before. Even in my time in the forces, lads didn't do that. I've never seen it done. What used to happen with us, we used to have these roll mats, roll them up, and they used to go underneath or on top of our Bergens. But no, that's a great idea, that one. I really like that. How awesome. Look at the detail. Look at the chunkiness of everything. Look how well made and sturdy and strong it is. Look how thick it is. In my hands. It's 20 millimeters thick, and it's really good. It's got just the right amount of give. It's not like that crappy memory foam where you squeeze it and it just goes to nothing. It's no good. It's not so rock hard you might as well be sleeping on plywood. It's just perfect. It really is nice. There you go. Look at the squeezability there. Absolutely awesome. I'll unroll it. Obviously, being Dutch people generically are very tall, slim people. So why wouldn't you make your roll mats accordingly? Hence the width of this on my shoulders. It's perfect. It's really cool, because you don't want it too wide, really. At the end of the day, this is military stuff. It's not designed for luxury glamping. It's designed to keep you alive, strong, well made, and well, keep you alive basically. If you can see what that is, I'm going to try and hold it still. If I go too close, I don't know if you can really see it, but back there you go. There's the information of what's actually printed on the underside at the bottom. So if any of you are interested in acquiring such kit, that's what you've got to type in and look for. I've had this 2013, so a few years now, and the amount of times that I've used it stored in my vehicle, especially winter kit and equipment time, never needed it. So today, ooh, splinter almost. Today is going to be the first time it's going to be tried out by myself. Now I believe in this is so strong and well made, I'm not going to be putting a ground sheet down. Now I know most of the videos I'll put like those big parachute wraps, really strong, thick nylon. But I thought, no, we'll see how good this really is. So I'm putting it straight onto the forest floor. So yeah, I've done quite a bit of effort in sweeping the floor, making sure there's no like broken beer bottles and stuff, because you never know what's in woodlands these days, you really don't. So yeah, On top of this, I'm not just going to be adding this, I've got my orange Thermarest. I'll show you that in a sec. So hopefully it should be nice and comfortable. But straight out of the bat, it's an awesome piece of kit, I'm sure you'll agree. Woo! Comfort item number 2, made by a company called Thermarest. Now, I've bought all this myself. I'm not affiliated in any way with these companies, so that's my own money, based on my own research, on my own financial situation, etc. This was bought back in the day, before I was a father, so money was there. Sorry, but this is a Thermarest. Let me just see. Ooh. There's some details on there. I can't think for the life of me what it was called, what model it was, but there is a bit of info on there. Is it Neolite Air, or maybe, I'm not sure, but no, excellent piece of kit this, and this has been used quite a lot actually, not just a few times, it's been used quite a lot. And I brought this on the way to my trip to Brecon Beacons that time, when I spent 2 or 3 nights up there with Wild Soul V, or Wild Soul 62 she used to be called. Had an awesome time. But this, oh man, it's a great bit of kit. It's so lightweight, it's relatively strong, so it hasn't got no tears or nothing in there. But I don't know if you can see, it's really hard to see on the screen, but it's like it's got like a framework, can you see, of these shapes, like foam, very thin foam. But with that and the air that's in there, just makes it really really comfortable, really thick. Obviously you can adjust the softness of the mattress depending on how much air you blow in there. So don't think that you know, you blow as much as you can and try and get every square foot-pound of oxygen in there and then close it up. Don't think that's going to be comfortable, okay? You can start off doing that way, and a little bit at a time, lay on it, just check it out, move around, get off, take a little bit of air out with your little intake valve there, close it back up, lay on it again. Keep doing that until it's comfortable for you. Everyone's different. Some people have got back problems, some of them haven't. Depends on the softness of the ground, all sorts of factors, but start off with it fully inflated and then gradually let a little bit of air out now and again, and you'll get it really comfortable. Once you get it really comfortable, that's what it's all about. You know, why would you want to come to a place like this if you can help it and be uncomfortable? Makes sense that you just use your loaf and get it adjusted. Once you've got it adjusted, as I say, it's perfect, it's really nice. So we've just laid the mat on top of the foam and turned the nozzle on the valve there, and it's inflated itself. And to be honest, it was pretty cool to watch, because as soon as I undone the valve here, you can actually see it expanding. Now a lot of sleep mats claim that they do this, but this Thermarest actually does. So for those of you who doubt, oh, they never work, no, it actually does, to be honest. And I've just left it there, what, 20 minutes, forgot all about it. So all I've got to do now is put some puffs in it out of my own lungs, and as I said, lay on it, come off, adjust it, lay on it until you get it right, then you're sorted. So we're just going to blow into it now. Right, tighten up. Blimey, can you see how thick that's gone off the floor? Epic. God, it's true. Very comfortable. But yeah, there's a bit on the firm side, so hence what I was saying, you do need to adjust it a little bit. Really nice. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Oh baby. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's loads better. Yep. That's all you got to do. Follow these basic, simple steps, and you won't go far wrong. Don't forget, something like this could make all the difference between you getting 0 sleep, crappy sleep, against a decent, good night's sleep where you actually get some real, genuine rest. So she's all ready. Make sure that's nice and tight. Don't want to let that leak out over time. Perfect. So for this evening, we're going to be using our MSS from the United States of America. MSS, the modular sleep system. So in conjunction with a green sleeping bag and a camo bivy bag, basically got 3 bags that stud together. They are absolutely awesome. I think these are becoming a little bit harder to find because they're quite old now. But if you do find the set, especially a set of 3 that's in good condition, do your best to acquire it, because once these are gone, that's it. They're bulky, they're heavy, but my god, they do keep you warm. And they're very generous in size as well. So if you're a big lad or big girl, you'll be fine with this, okay? You've got baffles in there. You can adjust the head, hood area to cinch yourself up nice to keep the cold out. Awesome, absolutely awesome sleeping bag system. Kindly given to me by K-Jumper 1 in the States. I didn't pay that much at all for it, to be honest, but do you know what, I'm glad I did. This is a sleeping bag system that I don't see myself ever getting rid of. So that's it. I just thought I'd share that with you in case some of you have never seen one of these before. So Google search MSS sleep system. There's loads of videos all over the net about it, and yeah, thoroughly recommended for myself. It's silky time. I do love my big boy. Always look after him. It's never let me down yet. Straight and true, which is pretty good, because I have jammed her up a few times. It takes many goes on these to perfect them. I think the most important tip I can give anyone using these silky saws, especially when they're making YouTube videos, take your time. I think a lot of the pressure comes from trying to do it as quick as possible to show everyone how good and how fast and how easy they cut through things. But it's like most things, if you rush it, you make mistakes, and sometimes mistakes could lead to accidents. And believe you me, you have accidents out here, you're in big trouble. Very sharpish. Pardon the pun. So the best tip I can give you is to try it all different ways and take your time. With me, I find it easy gripping it around there and just well, sometimes it depends really. If you're cutting something quite big, hold it at the back with your strong hand. If you're right-handed, use the right hand, and use your left hand on the top this way, and you gradually pull and pull and pull, like that sort of action. Okay, use this hand to put the pressure down and this hand to pull backwards, if that makes any sense. So for this, it's only a small log. I'm just going to hold it at the front here and just saw on the pull cut, because these teeth are designed to be used going backwards in the pull direction. Incidentally, these version is the extra large teeth. My reason into buying this with extra large teeth is the bigger the teeth they are, the less energy you're going to be expelling in cutting your firewood or shelter, etc. Nice and easy does it. Get nice results that way. Don't rush, because what will happen is you'll jam the blade up. It could slip, it could go into At worst, a female artery in your leg, etc. Just be very, very careful, okay? Because these are killers. They're freaking sharp. They seriously are, okay? So be very careful. Okay, so we got a bit bored, so we got our fire prep stuff all done and sorted. What you can see in front of you here is we've got a couple of damp, no good for nothing logs. They're just going to stop the fire from spreading. What we've done is we've cleared the leaf litter around the immediate vicinity to sort of eliminate any risk of the fire spreading. So what we've done is we've dug down into the soil of the forest and excavated and pushed to one side, as you can see here. Went down about 3 inches, maybe 4 inches. A lot of stones there, mostly flint, so they got moved out of the way. So as you may know, flint's a little bit risky because when they get hot they can explode. So very, very dodgy. The wind is coming from this direction and we're on a slope. So we're down here a bit. We're not up the top, so the wind just actually travels up this slope. So with that in mind, you probably can't see it here, but there, and there are air holes which have been tunnelled in with a spiky stick. So the idea, because the fire pit is dug down and we've got these sticks in the way, I'm expecting the airflow to go through the holes and feed the fire with oxygen more efficiently. When the fire is established, all of the prep stuff is going to be gone, so you're going to get a clear space with the oxygen and air to rush through and feed the fire. So what we've done is we've got some sticks which are dry on the bottom to create a base. They're not all close together, they're separate, so it just promotes more airflow. I've always got on with this method and I will continue to use this. It's worked really well for me so far. All the odds and ends, all of this in here is dry. We're going to be using that fat rope stick to place in the centre to get that lit. As soon as that is going well, we've got some fire prep here. Small, medium, large. Larger, fuel. We'll go on to that in a minute. But what I thought I'd do is I've got some sticks, put them on the floor and raise all of this off of the floor. Okay, everything you see here is bone dry. The floor is damp naturally. So what I'm hoping is keep it off the floor, keep it dry. It's got much more chance of success. Again, it's the same old adage what a lot of people say, and it's very true. The more effort and preparation you put into your fire, the more successful and sustainable it will be. So what we've done, as I say, small, medium and large. Once the flame is established in the middle, we're going to place these gently onto the flames. As they get more established, again, only at the right time, we then put our second size bundle on top. The flames get higher, more established. By then, lots of this will be more engulfed. These will go on. Then the fire will probably be at least 1 foot to 2 foot high, blazing away. These will go on. So at that point, when these go on, this should be absolutely red hot and roaring away. At that point, we're going to be putting the fuel on. Now what I've done here is the same method. I've got a couple of really damp, horrible logs, placed them on the floor, and all I've done is all of this is bone dry fuel. And I know it's anal, it's just, it kept my mind busy out in the field, and I was working at my own pace and I quite enjoyed myself. So smallest going up to the biggest, but very slowly. So in order, basically, we're just going to put this fuel on until the end. That's going to be like proper bedtime. So hopefully we've got enough to see us through. The way I'm feeling, I probably ain't going to be awake after, say, 10, 11. I'll be so knackered by then. So the fire would have died down. I'll have crawled into my pit and had a nice little nap. The stump is really cool, really useful. Just been sticking a knife in there when it's in and out of use. We've got a big stick in the middle. That's going to be used for poking the fire, as you should do. Silky saw, just love that silky saw, and the gloves. Obviously, I've just taken those off because we've been handling all of this. So you try not to do this sort of stuff with bare hands, just in case you get an injury. I know it sounds health and safety, but it's common sense. As my old mentor, Armoured Cockroach, says, if you get sick in the field, you stay sick. So it's good practice to make sure that you use protection whenever you feel you need to. So yep, all good, nothing bad. Sorry Mike. Yep, it's nice, it's a nice feeling knowing that everything's been done. Okay, we've got our food, we've got our water, we've got all the fire stuff ready, we've got the shelter up, we've got our sleep system, we've got the Bergen sorted, all kit squared away. Time to relax. I think it's nice to grab these little breaks. It's going to be a common theme throughout this video, so well done for staying so far. Having a great time, really is good. Just keeping busy at my own pace, you know, in this beautiful surroundings, you know. It really is nice. In fact, I heard on the radio only recently, there's a term that's being used in the UK. I don't know how long this term has been going for, but it's called woodland bathing or forest bathing. One of them two. It just made me laugh. I thought, for God's sake, you know, why do they feel they have to have a word or a term for everything these days? It's insane. I like coming to the woods to relax. Woodland bathing? Anyway. I bought some of these a while ago, again at that cheap shop called Home Bargains here in the UK. Don't worry, I don't work for them, I'm not getting paid. I'm just finding bargains and sharing stuff, okay? This is Cocoa Infusion 100. Really nice. They come in two flavours that I've found so far. One of them is mango and one of them's raspberry, as my partner calls it. Raspberry. And once again, you know, these are really good. I think you get 6 of these tins for £1. So I thought, why not? And then on closer inspection, you look, and it's an official sponsor for the Invictus Games, which is absolutely awesome for our veteran friends out there. Obviously fronted by Prince Harry himself, so all good. So with that, sorry, there's a little bug here, and it's so persistent. You know where something's in your eye all the time and it just will not go away. But yeah, I'm covered pretty much head to foot in insect repellent, so I should be okay. Saying that, I might need to reapply because I've done that when I got here about 1400, and the time now is 1900, so it's been a while. Oh man, this is good stuff. Absolutely straight as a die. It's mango, coconut water, and a bit of gas, a bit of fizz. That's it. No sugars, no colourings, no stabilisers, no emulsifiers, no crap. Nice and clean, very, very cheap. I think a lot of issues that people find if they decided to start looking after themselves is the cost of some products or items. It can be very, very expensive, trust me. And one of the biggest cons or scams at the moment is, well, it has been for a while, is all of these nut milks you get in cartons, you know, coconut milk, etc. You look at the ingredients on those. I mean, don't get me wrong, I use some of them now and again, but it's a bit of a con. Coconut milk, and it's about, oh my god, it's not a lot, it's about 4 or 5% coconut, and the rest of it's spring water. And they're charging like £2 for a litre of this stuff. It's an absolute swizz, in my opinion. You can make it yourself. Just get some coconut flakes, put them in a blender, blitz them all up into powder, soak it in water and strain it through any material you like. Hey presto, coconut milk, coconut water, whatever you want to call it. And you can make it as much as you want, whenever you want it. Which saves a bit of money. But for these, nice and convenience out in the field, very, very nice. And obviously, being these sort of containers, you can use your knife and you can fashion some sort of lantern with it or something. So very, very useful. And yeah, just thought I'd just try something different rather than just water all the time. Water and coffee is great, but something different, little treat. So awesome. We're just kicking back now, watching the sun just bathe all of the trees. I might pan the camera around so you can see what I can see. It's pretty beautiful. As you can see, and the colours out there in the distance. I'm not sure if the lens is going to focus on the trees in the foreground or not, but just as the colours of the sun, absolutely beautiful. In fact, I might just finish this drink and just have a little toddle down there and bring you along, because it's a beautiful evening. It really, really is.